Appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, Esper Party Bus. For those that didn't see this deck when we were playing it as a combo deck in Standard, we've got some upgrades here. So Lumbering Battlement, when this enters play, exile any number of non-token creatures you control until this leaves the battlefield. It gets +2/+2 for each creature exiled this way. This deck has an infinite loop in it, where 3 party buses, or 1 party bus and 2 hostage takers, or 2 and 1, allow you to generate an arbitrarily large number of enter the battlefield effects over and over and over again by looping through them and blinking other creatures in and out with them. So on the back of Corpse Knight, if we generate this infinite loop, we kill our opponent directly. If we have Charming Prince, we can gain an arbitrarily large amount of life. We can bounce all their cards to their hand with Reflector Mage. We can find a bunch of creatures out of our deck with Militia Bugler, and we can generate an unlimited number of 1/1 flying creatures with Hanged Executioner by this loop. Cloudblazer 2 also draws cards, Fblthp, etc. So the idea is that we're just kind of this Esper mid-range value deck that then also has this backdoor combo in it to, like, do the thing. This less click intensive on Moto. I believe so, because we should be able to auto yield and save targets. So at worst, it shouldn't be any worse than what it was on Magic Arena, but I believe it should be slightly less bad to click through. Party Bus CEO was here earlier in chat. They poked in because they saw it in the title. Missing Justin Anaronic's bit battles over leadership on the next deck. Good times. It's part of Hoaglandia's deep, rich cultural history at this point, Top Toe. Yeah, I think Agent's a little bit too slow and clunky. Wonder if we can be Hero of the Precinct 1 base. Would it create? It would not. So Hero of the Precinct is a cast trigger. This hand's a little slow. Keep anyways. Can Party Bus be a thing in Standard after the 18th? It's a hard sell without Hostage Taker in the format. So Hostage Taker is rotated out. That was one of the key cards in the combo. Man, talk about your old Standard matchups. Party Bus versus Nexus of Fate. Let's go. You played on an account not named Jeff Hoagland. That's true. And Andrewed. Michael Kletz had a bunch of Moto cards. No, the way the bouncing works and things entering play simultaneously, Wargy Corgi, Spark Double is not an effective replacement. It is currently 10:05 on the left coast, for people wondering when after lunch is for Pioneer updates. I'd be very surprised if our combo is faster than theirs. Well, that's an excellent start to Militia Bugler. I, too, enjoy a good 2/3 Vigilance for 3. Yeah, I had builds that were 3 and 4 colors in Bant and just like 4 colors straight up, but I kept looking at them and thinking they were just bad versions of other decks that exist. And in general, I try not to just build decks that are bad versions of something else for a build-around request. Like, taking an existing deck that's good, cutting 4 good cards and putting in 4 bad cards and calling it a build-around submission, I think is lazy and not appropriate. So we'll Hostage Take our own Bugler here, and then next turn we can Lumbering Battlement. And get my bugler back. Itty bitty bugle boy, company B. For people not familiar with my opponent's archetype, they're looking to get Wilderness Reclamation going and start casting lots of Nexus of Fates. Doing a lot of brewing, and one of the things that's been coming up a lot is how many basics. It's a Fabled Passage I need to run. I haven't really been able to conclude on that. Do I have any takes? Yeah, stop playing Fabled Passage. It's not good. It's my approximate take. Is play less Fabled Passage. Well, they named Nexus of Fate and missed, but they're going to have infinite looks next turn. All right, if this Militia Bugler finds a hostage taker and I draw an untapped land, I could actually kill them next turn, he says before he misses. A Ginger Wookie, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Yeah, this art for hostage taker is weird. A lot of the Moto exclusive arts I really like, but this one's like kind of weird and cartoony. That set symbol is Magic Online exclusive. I assume we don't get another turn here. They picked up Fog. Sure. Okay, if they picked up Fog, we might be getting another turn. There's no reason to pick up Fog if you're not going to give us a thing, right? Drunk Megazord, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Someone who traditionally likes one of in sideboards. I hate how much I like your blue-red EDF deck on your website. You should get over that. So, like, here's a better way to think about one-ofs in sideboards. So, like, take that blue-red deck as an example. The blue-red deck isn't playing one-ofs. It's completing 4-ofs that are in the main deck. And even things like the 1 Mystic Dispute is a 5th Stubborn Denial. So a lot of the times when you're playing one-ofs, they're cards that are similar effects to other cards that you're already playing. You're just either already playing 4 of that effect, or your other effects are slightly better in some edge cases. All right, so they're going to Fog us, and then we're not going to get another turn, I assume. K-Return went from half a ticket to almost 4. That's great. 2-drop. Thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'd assume a lot of that is speculators. I'm thinking of gifting subs in 2020 to people who register to vote. Thoughts? Sure. In. We're not guaranteed dead here, but we're dead enough. Dead enough for me. Discard spells, counter spells, dig through time. Cut some of our top end. Cut Reflector Mage, cut Charming Prince. No, I think Hanged Executioner is fine. Hanged Executioner is one of our ways to generate infinite power. So, like, if I don't have a Corpse Knight and we get a loop with Hanged Executioner, we can generate an unlimited number of 1/1s for lethal. Hostage Shaker is part of our combo, Unbanned Twin. Would Murderous Rider be an inclusion at Planeswalkers? Yeah, maybe. Maybe the Murderous Riders are better than the 2 copies of Charming Prince and the Basilica Bell-Haunt. Alright, let's draw a bunch of lands here, shall we? Does Charming Prince work in the combo? It does not. It technically lets you gain an unlimited number of life, but its blink effect, if that's what you're referring to, does not help us combo, no. When are we playing Charbelcher and Pioneer? Well, it's not Pioneer legal, so probably never. Okay. Can this not brick, please? Find me a friend, Bugle Boy. Perfect. If we draw an untapped land here, I'm going to run back the Hostage Shaker my own Bugler line post attacks here. They want to counter with Supreme Well instead of digging deep in their deck. That's good for me. Our cumulative variance been today. We've had pretty good runs. Modern sucked, but that's Modern. We had a great set with a Bant mid-range deck. We had an okay set with Esper before this. Yeah, I if I'm being completely honest, I am not particularly sad that people have not been submitting Modern decks to the queue. If no one submits Modern decks, that format will just go the way of the dodo on this stream. Hello, Lily. Good morning. I got you, Immortal. I think it's worth selling once right now for the tickets. I don't know. Are you feeling lucky, Punk? I don't like to give people advice on ban list updates because, like, what they do with the ban list often varies a lot. Yeah, I agree, Zach. Didn't like the lack of deck variance. I mean, Modern has an incredible amount of deck variety in it. What it doesn't have is archetype variety for the most part. It's a lot of the good decks in Modern are very samey. Tilt. If we'd have hit a land here, we could have battlemented and then found a Hostage Taker and then killed them. Oh, I'm so dumb. They have Lumbering Falls up. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm gonna concede. We're dead here. They have a bunch of fogs and stuff. Even if I don't attack, I'm not winning by not attacking. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they just, like, axe Nykthos and cut the Mono Green Devotion deck off at the head today, or if they just, like, ban Once Upon a Time like they probably should. I would not complain if they got rid of something out of the Nexus deck just based on the quality of gameplay that it generates. I did not spy, but you're the second one to ask me that, so I'm looking forward to it. I don't do live TV, so I watch the replays in the afternoons. Alright, well, second Thoughtseize drawn means I'm going to do this on 1, and then I can go tap land second Thoughtseize on 2, take a 2-drop from them maybe. He says before he looks at a hand with multiple 2-drops. Okay, so they can draw 2 cards the back of this Arcanist next turn. Did you reply to the Aaron Forsyth tweet on ban announcements? I did. I told him they should have more frequent updates as long as Standard's going to be the only always-on option on Magic Arena. Yeah, the Green Devotion deck is still playable with Once Upon a Time gone, which is honestly one of the reasons to get rid of it. We took some damages there, chat. We took some damages. Afternoon D20 Bandit. So I assume they're about to flash back Defiant Strike on this. What's after the shield? A horse punishing waterfalls. Thank you for the 2-year support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Am I dead? Yep. This deck might be too slow and clunky for this format. There's a chance. Chat, I don't want you to get too sad, but, you know, set expectations to reasonable. Let's bring in extra removal. Trim some of the clunkier cards that don't line up well. Did Oko reach Caw-Blade numbers on day 2? I don't remember. Oh, we're gonna play all 5 matches to see if we can make the thing happen. I'm not gonna do another deck today, so we've got, you know, hour and a half to kill. I believe it set a day 1 record, if I recall correctly. I also think, if I'm remembering timelines, it used to be that Pro Tours or Mythic Championships happened very early in the cycle. So I don't think there was a Pro Tour when Caw-Blade was an established deck. I'm pretty sure most of the busted Caw-Blade numbers came from like Grand Prix and Star Cities and PTQs and stuff like that. Was there a PT, Caw-Blade PT? Could Democracy persuade you to play another deck today? Maybe. I have to check with the boss. Let me send a message now, shall I? Push that one right off a cliff here. Good start for us. All right. Hopefully we can find a couple of spells here. I've defiantly struck my Hanged Executioner. Oh, I guess this is loose because I know they have Reckless Rage. Yeah, I didn't have these up, but I should have. This is a mistake. I should have used the Hanged Executioner because I knew about Reckless Rage. No, I'm playing Moto in a VM. There is a Lutris installer for Magic Online, but since they added the drag to cast update, it's been unbearably laggy for me. So for a while I was playing Magic Online on Wine, but it does not work any longer for me in a reasonable rate. Your results may vary. There's always a number. Actually, there isn't always a number, Beetle. I guess that's not true. I guess there's always a number is technically correct, but like, there's like today, for instance, I don't think Christy can get Jake off the bus. So like, figuring out details around that makes it a much higher number. I agree. It is snowing here as well. Alright, so they're on nothing, and I have a 2-3. Could be anybody's game. Our average card quality is definitely higher from positions like this, though. Used to love building sweet decks, and I would watch you play in Arena. Now the idea of going and buying, selling MTGO cards and paying $10 for a league sounds exhausting. Yeah, it's tough. From a just like hang out and brew sweet things perspective, it's definitely harder to do that on Magic Online. Yeah, correct, Beetle. Correct. There is a dollar amount where it just like happens anyways. The most into play. Just hire someone on Fiverr to get your kid off the bus. That's probably not a good idea. That's not what I said. I said there's an amount of money that could get me to find someone else to get him off the bus. And you put words in my mouth. Don't you do that? We're probably like 2 years away from Jake being able to get off the bus and walk home himself. The bus drops him off like 4 houses up the street. He's just, he's currently 5. So, expecting the 5-year-old to even walk 5 houses down is probably not a good plan. And by probably not, I mean definitely not. I visited my daughter's class today to play guitar for a bunch of toddlers. Wheels on the bus was strong on the preschool charts. God bless. 4 houses down when you're 5 is basically a constant away. It really is. Our hand's pretty good here, huh? Just like infinite Doomblades. I started walking the 3rd mile to school in 3rd grade. Yeah. It's really like, the number of houses, like, really not that many. But 5-year-olds are space cadets. I also don't trust him to not just like fall on his backside walking 4 houses down in the snow today. He likes to run. I guys want to scry 2 here. Fblthp's like a free roll, right? How much for Bamonte to grab Portillo's pickup Jake and come stream an extra deck with you? That's a number you'd have to ask him. Gotta ask Matt for his number there. Five blocks is a long way. People are saying like 4 houses is pretty short. And even that, like, that's a bit much for where my kid's at. Where most 5-year-olds are at. It's not even a knock on my kids so much as just like, hey, don't send a 5-year-old that far. I should have waited to play my land because I could draw tap lands here. Well, we died to Nexus, but it looks like we're about to beat Feather. No, Matt went and got one of them adult jobs. So we get to bus. Yeah, Matt's one of the NRG commentators. When I go to their tournaments, I drive up with him. He's local to me in Bloomington. Yeah, Nexus and Naya Feather playing against Esper Party Bus. I suppose I could, in theory, just take a 10-minute break. Played Feather online recently. Backing a place at a Boros. People. Those, yeah, Boros Charm is real good. I agree. Y'all are enabling monsters. You know that, right? Yeah. They're not wrong. Do the gods will this to happen? Reckless Rage. Reckless Rage. Alright, smash for 6. Oh, wait, this prevents damage that will be dealt to at this turn, right? Yeah, I should have attacked first. They're gonna have, like, another Reckless Rage here and kill my thing. Invigorated Rage, yeah. Alright. That's a pretty big mistake. It'll be okay. Why are you so angry, opponent? I don't understand. Yep. So next turn, we can Reflector Mage a Hoplite. Hopefully we draw a land that could, like, Reflector plus Hanged Executioner. We're still at a nice healthy 20 here. If we can Reflector this Hoplite back to their hand, they've just got, like, some pretty weak creatures left over. Charming Prince is a good draw at this point, too, because it lets us reset Hostage Shaker to grab one of their things. No blocks. Red Rover, let Hoplite come over. Bye, Felicia. Here in Bloomington, I have to travel to Oakbrook all the time for a few years. Favorite food in the country is shovel. Yeah, Bloomington, Illinois. Got dem cornfields on lock. Smush. Try this. It's always nice when a plan comes together. All right, sick. 1-1. As much as I would like your money, Scholar, this is gonna be the last one for the day. We're gonna play the last 3 matches with our Battle Bus deck here, and then I'll be done. Next week's gonna have a bunch of crazy hours because Standard will be playable again next week, and I want to still keep doing a bunch of Pioneer stuff, so I'm gonna take it easy this week. Christy's still not back at 100%, so. Slurry! Thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Why will Standard be playable next week? Because there's a ban list update on the 18th. Expecting Standard to be playable. Well, okay, let me rephrase. Even if Standard's not playable next week, Twitch Rivals is throwing a bunch of money at a Standard tournament after the bans happen. So at a bare minimum, we will be playing in the Twitch Rivals tournament. If Standard still sucks, we won't play much more Standard other than just that. But at a bare minimum, we'll be playing the Twitch Rivals tournament next week. Yeah, it's like a $70,000 prize pool for like 200 players. Once upon a time, there was a card that never should have been printed. Yeah, Bugler, if Bugler's got our back here. Huh? Interesting. Jade Light made me think Green Devotion, but Scavenging Ooze makes me think maybe they're playing like some kind of mid-rangey deck. Any idea what you might play of Standard? I'll probably just play an Aristocrats deck. We'll probably register Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Looks like Green Devotion with Scavenging Ooze, yep. Yeah, playing the 2/2 Corpse Knight instead of the 2/3 Corpse Knight. I'm gonna take Reflector Mage here. Maybe it's right to take Charming Prince. Tonnit Ooze in the main. Okay, good to know. I think Once Upon a Time is really awesome from a flavor standpoint. From a what it does to the game and deck building standpoint, it's awful though. I think they knocked it out of the park as far as like top-down design is concerned. Is that bottom up? That's not top down, right? That's bottom up. I'm confusing my vernacular. They had a theme and then built the card to match, as opposed to having a stat line and then fitting it into the Vorthos. Top down is starting with a theme. Okay, so that is top down design. Look at that. Land. Perfect. All right, so Fatal Push this, Reflector Mage this, or vice versa. I think it's like this. Haven't seen Birding Tree in a while. You really haven't been watching Pioneer then. Cards all over the place. How many cards would I have to see to not be offensive? I feel like a card like Once Upon a Time is either unplayable or too good, and you just shouldn't print cards like that. We did not. This is going to be our last deck of the day, Seth. Hey, Fire Emblem, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday wherever you are. Rude. Yeah, I would agree with that. You can make a similar argument for Leyline Abundance. Concur with that statement. Yes, Ribson, it would. It would still be an auto-include. In fact, I'd argue it was better. It would be better with the design you just listed. Yeah, Mox Amber's another good example. This card's too good or busted. Yep, so I'm gonna... If I bump off of this Voracious Hydra, they can play Walking Ballista and kill my thing, but I think I'm okay with that. We're probably dead here. Yeah, I'm like not dead on board, but like I'm far enough behind at this point that I don't really have a catch-up mechanic. Yeah, bad or busted. The Moxon story. I think we just drag the curve down here. Hanged Executioner making infinite 1/1s is pretty good here. Hey, Militia Bugler. I guess Bugler finds us Murderous Rider. Hanged Executioner is pretty slow, I guess. Fblthp. Exactly what I want to trim. Maybe it is just Bugler. Yeah, I'm going to trim Corpse Knight instead of Bugler. I guess going down to 22 hits is low. Alright, yeah, I'm going to do this. Is Green Devotion need another band? Probably. Alright, so the game plan is take their threats. And then die to whatever bombs they draw off the top, because they're a Tron deck, and that's how that works. You're not a white source. So they'll go Elf attack us for 1. They could go Elf Scoos attack us for 1. Have another dork. Did they misclick? Misclick through their combat. Well, you know, just Esper things. Just Esper things. Yeah, I agree, Top Toe. Like, if you ban Once Upon a Time from the Green Devotion deck, they have to, like, play another land, play another mana creature, and, like, the chance that they, like, hit their wrong half problem, it becomes, like, more prevalent just by nature of, like, removing that powerful card from the deck. Maybe I should wait a turn on Reflector Maging this, just because they could, like, eat some creature and I could take counters off of it. Could see that happening. So they can't replay Scavenging Ooze this turn. They can, however, do that. Looking for Murderous Rider. Yeah, thinking about it as a wild card is a good way to do it. Just like, basically like putting a Joker in your deck. All right, yeah, in. I'm gonna double block here. All right, if their last card's a blank, we might have a shot here. Okay, the last card's a blank. So it's a Murderous Rider or a Swift End this. And then I can Hanged Executioner to have a chump blocker for this Scavenging Ooze next turn. And then there's a Fatal Push hanging out on top of my deck. I can also just Hanged Executioner the Scavenging Ooze here, which is great. Like Fatal Push the 3/3 elf. And like I have Murderous Rider to put into play too, so, you know. Their deck's got a lot of big scaries in it here, but we've stabilized at this point, right? Probably chump block skews, and then take 3, go to 3. This is where the magic happens. This is where the magic happens. I'm not mulligan that. Sand has no castables. So our deck is a deck with mildly disruptive creatures with Thoughtseize and a beatdown plan, but also has an infinite combo centered around looping Lumbering Battlements and Hostage Shakers with those mopey creatures. So you are right. The core of our deck is just kind of mopey creatures. But we have mopey creatures that backdoor into an infinite combo. I'm fatal pushing at sorcery speed because my opponent's archetype often has Boros Charm in it. And if I don't want them to go like white source Boros Charm and then counter a removal spell with their instant. I'll light up the stage. We're on fire. Oh ho 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 do 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 do. I think I'd rather lead on Hanged Executioner here than Charming Prince. I guess if I played Charming Prince, I could have like gone Charming Prince, tap land, gain 3. They skewer the Charming Prince, he gains another 3. Yep. Hey, little man. Thanks for the 2 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Now, the problem here is I can't even double block because if I double block and they have a Wild Slash or a Searing Blood, they, like, kill both my things. Or it's not even giving me the chance. They must have just, like, two shocks here. Yeah. They're good. Well, they're on nothing. And they have a Swift Spear. It's a good draw. Whereas there's definitely a position where, like, our deck has a higher average quality card than theirs does, but, like, their deck has fewer lands in it, most likely. Sick. Sick. Get our value going. The Bant Walls deck that I threw together yesterday looks really slick. That one, the deck queue is dark and full of terror, so we might not get to that one until next week. I forget how far down it is. Oh, I should have attacked them, probably, right? It's gonna be okay, chat. It is a choose our own adventure book from here. I mean, to be fair, this is like Pioneer and not Modern, so like most of the things in the deck queue look pretty sweet. It's not like that's the only sweet thing in there. Most of the things waiting to come to the top are super reasonable. Just paid 2 to cycle their Beaumont Courier here. Makes sense. Alright, crunch. Don't choose your own adventure book, start with Once Upon a Time. That's painfully accurate. Alright, sweet. Do you just win game 1 there? That's exciting. Bell-Haunt, Fatal Push, Murderous Rider in. Hanged Executioner is probably a little slow and clunky. Let's do it. Notice there's a red-green Pummeler deck in the queue. Since that deck always felt like Infect Light, is there a chance that it becomes the Infect of Pioneer? Like, what's the point of me answering that question? How is that useful or helpful? Will do, Alkalol. Thank you. I appreciate the dealer's choice points. This tile, this archetype in Standard was always good against red aggressive decks, so wouldn't be surprised this matchup is good for us here, especially with 4 Charming Prince. Do 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 do. What card do I want unbanned the most? Splinter Twin in Modern. Seems pretty decent. I want the one we have an emote for unbanned. Please and thank you. No turn 1 play, no turn 2 play. Do they mulligan? No, they kept 7. I think that Boggles and Soulflare decks are similar, or just... Or is that just a shallow of... No, I don't think they're similar at all. Yeah, I don't think that comparison is apt. In the slightest. Okay, I guess they kept rampaging for Asadon, which makes sense, I guess. How important is Fabled Passage over Evolving Wilds in Pioneer? I actually have not really liked Fabled Passage in a lot of the decks that I've tried it in Pioneer. I think between the various dual lands that exist in this format, I'd rather just play more dual lands. The blue-red squid deck is my favorite deck in Pioneer at the moment. I've been liking that one a lot. Man, I can play second Fblthp to trigger Revolt to Fatal Push this Rampaging for Asadon. If they block here and give me Revolt, I don't have to take a damage to get Revolt. Because if they block and take a damage, I have Revolt and can push this before I play this out. Because if I push this before I play this out, I then don't take a damage from the Rasodon trigger. Keep the untapped one. Maybe I'm actually just supposed to Murderous Rider there for the sake of resource efficiency. I don't know if they're a sub, but someone made the finals of the Modern Challenge yesterday with the Squid deck. Squid deck's great. Squid deck's great by its stuff. Hey, they are a sub. How's it going, Jeremy? Congrats and condolences on your finish. Let's just take 2. We'll play Lumbering Battlement next turn and tuck old Fibbles under him. Hey, thanks for 17 months, Blackwell. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. That's a bit of a punish. For not blocking. 2 lands. In. Murderous Rider seems very medium in the face of Eidolon. You think a 2/3 lifelinker for 3 is bad against the deck that doesn't have lightning bolt? Firm disagree. My 2/3 lifelink for 3 is excellent in this matchup. Remember, you don't have to cast Swifted. You can just cast it as the creature. Alright, there's a 6/7 with Vigilance. Let's go. I'm at 13. Squids are great. Tap their stuff. Lol. And there's the other part of the thing too, right? Like we technically have the combo here, but we don't even need the combo, right? Yeah, the squid we are referring to is Elderly Fiend. That is correct. His tentacly embrace gives you love. The love you've always needed. I agree that the Sausage Shaker art is worse than the Excellent one. Concur. Alright, I can make infinite 1/1s next turn. Making infinite 1/1s is probably not good next turn. Mr. One. Thank you for the sub gifties. Happy Veterans Day to you too. Thank you for your service. Idea confirmed, not ideal. So we'll probably Murderous Rider plus Bell-Haunt this turn. That'll end up with us about 10. Okay, sweet. Let's go kill your thing. And then Bell-Haunt's like the last card out of their hand, and we'll be at 12. This game should be done. It's like my Esper mid-range deck has given them the business. Alright, we're 2-2. Let's see if we can get them burrito bucks, chat. Burrito buckaroos. Alright, Scholar, are you still here? Are you still around, Scholar? Sailor Dark, thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Ugh. I gotta go to 5 here. Yeah, this is fine. Alright. I think I can take one more after this if you want to cut something in. It just comes with the asterisk that I have a hard cutoff of 2:50 p.m. So take it or leave it. That's my offer. I can work. Otherwise, I'm happy to be done after this. Dubs Spell Pierce. Well, I'll take your threat. Kinda. They have 2 Mutavaults as threats here, too. We need a burrito emote. That's a good idea. Alright, Fblthp. Being on the play is in fact busted. Their Spell Piercers are basically dead draws from here on out. Alright, I'm just gonna play Fibble here. Undo some mulligans? Not really. Because, like, Fibble's not really worth a card, right? I love you, Fibs, but you're not. Let's keep it. Let's keep it 100 here. I haven't had lunch yet if we 3-2 outdoor dash Chipotle. I'm uncultured once the burrito thing. So, for people who are not familiar with Magic Online, it's impossible to play meaningful matches of Magic Online without effectively online gambling. It cost me $10 to play 5 matches on Magic Online. And the difference between going 2-3 and going 3-2 is approximately $7, which is about 1 burrito from Chipotle. So we lovingly refer to the 2-3 versus 3-2 decider as the burrito matchup, because it's 1 burrito's worth of money. Hey, Jace, Pioneer's been absurd. Format's been a lot of fun. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Chipotle, but Chipotle, if you're out there, it certainly could be. Let's talk. Brazen Borrower. Yep, that card does not line up well into our Hanged Executioner here. Hanged Executioner will make some flying dorks. Oh, that's pretty good. Spirits with Curious Obsession. Curiouser and Curiouser. Seems real good. Wait, if I draw a land, do I just get to, like, Hostage Taker this? Oh, they have Spell Queller. That's unfortunate. If they Spell Pierce this, I'm not going to pay it. I'm going to play a Charming Prince. Why would Chipotle pay for something you're already doing? Fair take. Harsh but fair. Hopefully they don't have 2 Spell Quellers. Let's get my Scry on here. Try and find a land. Bottoms up. Esper and Miss Land drops. Chat, name a more iconic duo. Probably dead here. Mulligan to 5 and just never found a 4th land, unfortunately. Okie doke. Hopefully they have nothing. They have 5 cards in their hand, chat. What are the odds they have something? We're supposed to attack with more there. I don't know, being conservative feels good. Yep. Fatal Push and Murderous Rider sound great here. I'm going to trim these Quartz Knights. They're a little clunky. Same thing with Fblthp. I don't want that many Thoughtseizes. Let's try this. You cast the adventure part of it. I don't know the answer to that question. And then, like, then there's a question of, like, if we cast the adventure half, do we get the other half too, or no? Does it go on an adventure for us? Yes, and you can cast the other half. That's great. I just can't use mana of any color for the other half, right? I have to have the actual color, right? Being conservative feels good. Someone clip that take out of context. Oh no! My future political career is a bleeding liberal. Elves Link and my deck queue goes to green, black, blue, green, and it totally does. Thank you. Well, my plan to draw spells here is not coming to fruition. Well, a burrito money, chat. All the burrito money is hemorrhaging out the window. I just wanted a burrito, chat. There's no dollars left. We're running out of tickets. It's always a good time for a burrito, chat, let's be honest. Maybe they don't have any spells either. Maybe they don't have any spells either. Magic's an incredibly low variance game, and the better player always wins. Low variance, much skill. Yeah, like the next spell, the first spell we draw is gonna get Quellered anyways. And they had the audacity to play a land that was also a spell. Just like rubbing our noses and how many spells they have. I got 9 lands here, and none of them are shambles, chat. How am I supposed to? Where's my boy Shambles at? Shambles and I, we go way back. The fact that they snapped off Spell Queller here is bad for us, because it implies they have more spells in their hand. Because, like, this spell doesn't really matter. There's Scholar with the dollars. Rakdos Raptor. Oh, I understand what we're doing. Okay. Alright, I'm into it. I'm gonna be done here. I'm gonna give Scholar's deck the maximum amount of time. Alright, this is gonna make some of you sad to hear, I'm sure, but Lumbering Battlement is probably not very good in Pioneer. Kinda slow and clunky and mediocre. That being said, talking about parts of this deck that I did like, I'll bet you there's a good Hostage Taker deck in this format. I think this card's super reasonable, especially the fact that, like, there's no Lightning Bolt in this format. Like, people have to play Shock and Wild Slash as their 1-mana red removal. I think this card just generates a good amount of value. I wouldn't be surprised if there's, like, Militia Bugler to pair with it. Maybe there's, like, an Esper Humans deck in this format where you play, like, this core of creatures and do something reasonable with it. Yeah, maybe there's, like, hero. You could play Thalia's Lieutenant, stuff like that. There's a lot of different directions you could go. But yeah, some kind of Esper hero deck maybe. Thalia's Lieutenant, Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, a lot of different things you could do. All right. At any rate, we did just have a Cut the Line donation here to keep on for a little bit longer. So we're going to keep going until about 2:50, about an hour and a half before I got to go. This is a 3-color aggro deck featuring Marauding Raptor and then a lot of big fatties here. So I'm going to go ahead and roll a quick ad break, and when we get back, we're going to play Red-Black Eldrazi. Red-Black Eldrazi a little bit more accurate. I got to get cards and stuff for this too. Yeah, Glory